Forever Worlds have been talk of the town for a while now, but I still see so many people online struggling or quitting their world after a 2-week Minecraft phase. So I decided to make this video as a Logan's take, if you will, on how to properly make a Minecraft Forever World in, we'll just say, 10 easy steps. Starting off at number 1 is a good seed. Now, before you go rage at me in the comments, I know that using chunk base is kind of scandalous and a lot of people consider it to be cheating. So if that is not the way you want to play, you don't have to do that. But for the people who want their Forever World to have a layout that they love, I would recommend going on chunk base and trying to find a seed that you love, that makes you inspired and encourages you to keep coming back to this world. And it doesn't have to be very difficult. If you want a village near spawn or certain structures, certain biomes, this enables you, or multiple people, if you are playing on a realm or a server, ask the other people what areas they want to build in, what wood types they like, etc., etc. And you can create a world that, you are actually going to appreciate, instead of getting a random spawn in like a massive snow biome or a savanna biome that is just going to kill the entire world before it even gets off the ground. Number 2 is I recommend building your starter base near spawn or on spawn, and then expand outwardly from there. With that, your spawn is the area that everybody is going to have been in your world. So in my realm, what we ended up doing was kind of building like a hobbit hole as our starter bases, and then we started building a road, and we built that road to the 2 nearby villages, connecting it up, and that gave us a great foundation to expand, because once you have that first road built, all you have to do is branch off from that main road onto other areas, other points of interest, other player bases farther away, and having a nice spawn area that is close by in the early game is very important, because your resources are limited and your range is limited. That's also why I recommend picking a good seed before you even start your world, because you want to also be looking out in that seed for an area either on or near spawn that can act as a local hub. Here, I would also recommend sourcing local materials for your builds. I get that, the most aesthetic builds, like, don't get me wrong, I love me some calcite, I love me some mangrove wood, but in the early game, that can be a pain in the ass to get. And sometimes putting that much into an early game structure can lead to burnout. So I recommend just looking around, seeing what you have in your area, building mines on site, sourcing the local wood types for your builds, and if you want other structure or other materials, you can branch out. But I would recommend going slower. Maybe if you can, build a road intentionally to get to that new biome or new resource that you want to exploit, and give a reason in your world for why or how you're able to harvest those resources. And it will make a lot more sense if you see in your world, in a spruce forest or a taiga, buildings that use spruce wood. If you go to a taiga biome and you see a village made out of acacia trees, you're going to be a little confused, and it's going to break that immersive feel of your world a little bit. Once you've finished your first road and your first, I would say, few structures, I would recommend you start a map. Now, for my world, I actually use Journey Map, which is a mod that comes with an interactive map that you can put waypoints on. But I found that when I converted the world to a realm for the first time, that Journey Map was having a lot of problems with just miscoloring and categorizing my waypoints, and it was getting a little annoying. So I actually switched and converted my map onto Google Drawings, of all things. And it's a little funny at first, but it can be a very valuable tool. So if you guys do want, I can make a video going more in depth on that process. But in short, take your journey map or your chunk-based map, screenshot it or download it, and put it onto a Google Drawing. And from there, it's fairly easy to make your waypoints and convert your roads onto that map. It's also very easy to share it with other people, other players. You can have your Google Drawing link in your Discord server, or however you can send it to your players directly if you're playing on a realm. And that way, everyone can have access to what the world actually looks like. And if you want to put, like, if you have lore or countries or whatever, you can put actual territory on that map, which is something that you can't do on Journey Map. Number 6. Remember that this is your Minecraft Forever world. It is a marathon. It is not a sprint. So, if you haven't gotten around to that project that you've been wanting to do, or if you have a half-finished build, don't beat yourself up over it. In my world, I have left certain areas of houses without roofs for the better part of a year or two. And eventually I get around to all my projects, but sometimes projects take some time where you have to just leave it, let it marinate, and come back with fresh ideas. And this works especially if you're having problems, like if you're hitting a block. Just taking a step back, focusing on a different project. And on that note, starting off small is so important. Everybody wants those mega builds, but don't bite off more than you can chew. Mega builds and massive projects can be tempting, but sticking with smaller projects, like making small villages or forts or continuing to build your roads, can build your confidence while also filling your resources, fleshing out your world, and getting you out of that rut. If you are stumped, look online for inspiration. Pinterest, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram Reels. There is so much content out there, so many build ideas, things you can use for inspiration. And if you don't want the inspiration, if you're not necessarily the building type, maybe you play Minecraft in the sense of like you have your dirt box and you're happy with that, it's okay to use a build tutorial. They exist for a reason, and nobody should be above using build tutorials or inspiration from Pinterest to help jog your memory or to help fill out your builds. Because, quite frankly, there is a lot of stuff out there that people are making that you just wouldn't have thought of otherwise, and you can't expect yourself to come up with every single thing, especially if you're just focusing on those smaller details. Pinterest especially is great for this, and there's lots of videos out there that just are filled with builds that are just meant to decorate and flesh out your world. Gardens, little decorations like carts or market stalls, etc., can really make your builds feel a lot more fleshed out, a lot more lived in, and it can just help you get out of that rut or fill that blank space that you've really been racking your brain on what to put there. Play with friends. Minecraft can be a lonely game, and adding more players can help the world feel more alive. It's as easy as that. For me personally, I played this world, I started this realm with my friend, and we hauled ass for 3 days. This realm, by the way, started as like the 30-day free trial. And I actually got locked out of my account for a month but in those 3 days, we started this world. And after that month ended, this world sat barren, not played on, for over 2 years before it got picked back up again. And once I picked this world back up initially, I was just playing on it as a single player world, or occasionally would LAN host with a friend or two. And playing on the world by myself, it was fun, but it is a lot more fun when you have other people to show your builds to build with people, to collaborate, and to make the world feel more alive. Especially, this works so well if you give each person their own territory where they get to flesh out their own stuff, make their own banners or what have you, their own villages, their own like cultural regions or lore, whatever you want to put into your world that will make you keep coming back to it. And this works especially well if, say, somebody wants to go more of an industrial theme and someone else wants to go more of a cottagecore theme. Maybe you put those people on farther ends of the world from each other, or maybe you want them right beside each other, who knows. But regardless, playing with friends just makes everything so much more fun and can really help motivate you to keep coming back to the world, because you know that you're not the only one on there, and that world is changing when you're on it or not. There's always fresh things to look at. And that's another thing, is when I am getting stumped, there's times where I will just hop on my horse and ride around the world, looking at my old builds, looking at my friends' builds, getting inspiration, and scouting out for new areas, new build opportunities. Before we end this video, we have to talk about the end question. You know those memes that have some sort of caption like how the first 15 minutes of a Minecraft world feels like, and it's like some survival, outdoors shit or what have you. It's kind of hard to have that when you have shulker boxes and elytras, which make, sending items super easy or traversing vast distances. But that's also going back to this is your forever world. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Take that road that you built, because you worked hard to build that road. Take that horse that you worked hard to breed and go for a journey, because even if you have a limited time in each day to build something, or however much time you're going to spend on this world, remind yourself you are not in a rush, because once you start rushing, the world becomes less enjoyable. And that is where I see the most burnout in people, is trying to do too much, trying to take on too much, and it just ruins the game. So throw a bundle in your inventory and go flower picking, or go make your road, go build your mine, start looking on Pinterest, saving pins, go on Chunkbase, start looking for seeds. This is the way you're actually going to be able to start your forever world and maintain it in a way that still, years later, you're coming back to the same world, being able to look at how much progress you've made as a builder from that first village near spawn that you did, and just seeing the growth and the consistency is key too. Making sure that you or your friends are planning things in your world that are making you guys excited to log back on and enjoy exploring the world. And with that said, don't forget to like this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.